on just some what we find with training the TEFL teachers with Zoom and platforms and so
I'm
on?
waiting for Nadine, just for everyone, because
Okay.
and I just, of course, you will tell everything, because I think that it will be useful for all of us, because it's very interesting and it gives a lot of possibilities, opportunities, how to call that. And I think that you should tell, of course. That's why I'm invited. Just you're invited because of this reason. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Everyone
All
is
right.
here. It seems that
What we just find when we train TEFL teachers, and obviously we train them to teach online. In China, they mainly use a program called ClassIn. I don't know if you know ClassIn, but it's very expensive. It's a very expensive program. Got some nice features and a dice that you can roll, but it's quite expensive. Skype, I must tell you, I don't know when was the last time I was on Skype, probably 2 years ago. I just never use Skype because it's very limited features.
You're lying because you were in Skype.
I know, but I could not speak. I could not speak on Skype with you. And I did not even yet sort it out because I just never used that. I just never used Skype. So,
yeah, I see.
So, and then the other thing with Zoom, one of the problems with Zoom, if I would share my screen here and if I'll play a video, a YouTube clip now, you guys will not hear that, or the quality will be very poor because the input will be from my computer. I need to change it every time from my mic to my computer. It will play it aloud. My computer microphone must pick it up and play it. So the quality is very bad if you try and screen share and play a YouTube and things like that. Annotation is quite easy. It's not difficult, but it does not have that many features, the annotation, but it's nice. The annotation is nice on Zoom because you can let them type words, they can draw, it got drawing colors. So it got a nice annotation bar. It got also breakaway rooms, but you know, it's just people, the way they log in, it's just, we just found it that that's why we created like our own school platform where we've actually last year, the last 2 years, we've developed that. And when lockdown came in South Africa and I think all over the world in March last year, we had to migrate our Cambridge school, all classes, all teaching onto the platform. So it's just a very user-friendly, robust platform that you know, you can upload an external, like an external video or YouTube URL, and it will play very high quality on the side of your student. All your students will hear it as if they play directly from YouTube. So the quality is very high. We also have a lot of whiteboards. You have like 14 whiteboards. You can click on the next one. It's like a next slide. They can write there again. You click on the next slide. If you want to come back to a previous whiteboard, you go back and back and back. So you don't lose anything. It's not only one whiteboard that you have. It also have breakaway rooms. And it also got public chats and private chats. You can send to a student in private chat some messages. You can share a URL. They can click on it. It will take them directly there. You can upload a presentation to the server. What makes it then much faster is that it's not shared from your screen. So it does not take from you to a Zoom server, from a Zoom server to a student. It pre-uploads the whole presentation to the Zoom server. When you click, it's immediately there, the next slide, immediately. So it makes it very, very fast also to do that. And as I say, annotation, like in Zoom, you can switch it on or off. It's the teacher will have, you know, you have the rights, the moderator rights. And you can also give certain moderator rights for a student to share their screen and stuff like that, so that if they want to share their screen, that they're also able to do that. So we just developed that because we needed a very reliable, fast server. And, you know, there are quite a lot of people using it all over the world at this stage. Our always the biggest issue is because we do a lot of business in China. We have a lot of our TEFL teachers there. We have 2 branches in China of our school and 1 in Vietnam. So the main issue was also to get it even there where they have a lot of restrictions to run it smoothly. And we've done that also because we have servers all over the world. So just in a nutshell, that is how it works, you know. So because we needed a very reliable, very robust system, and that's why we developed that. So,
Michiel, thank you for explanation, and I just want you to tell our teachers the main idea that you want to tell us, that you just made a kind of opportunity for teachers. I think that you should tell us what kind of, and share the link, because it's, I think, like something amazing that you can offer. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
what we've
Marina
done.
and me, we are just aware of it. Yeah, Marina.
So what we've done initially, we've said teachers like you guys, sometimes you want a reliable link in your own classroom, your own virtual classroom. So what we've done, like for Oksana, she has her own classroom, yesschools.com/Oksana. Students will go there, they will put in their names and their just a short login password. It's just short and sweet. They'll remember it easily. And then they'll enter into the classroom. But what we've seen is that there's a great need all over the world for a very, very affordable classroom like that. We also combined that with a booking system, because one of the main issues as a teacher, especially if you teach external students, sometimes we have our own Cambridge students that we taught online up until even now, the last 2 weeks. It was lockdown in South Africa. We only start on Monday again with face-to-face classes. So we had to teach on our platform, sometimes 18 to 20 students in a class. But the thing is, what we've seen is there's a great need all over the world for a platform where students can go. They can make a booking so that the booking is taken from it's very difficult if you have 10 or 20 or 30 online students. It's very difficult for you to arrange that on WhatsApp or Telegram, and then they must pay you this way and that way. So there's a booking system. They go to a site. I'll share it I'll send it to Oksana. We can share it, where we launched that, where students can find teachers. You have an introduction video on there and a short CV. Of yourself to say in what area you are. You can advertise your own one in a specific area on Facebook. You can even boost that, your classroom. And students can then physically go onto that link of yours. They can click on you. They can book a class. They can pay with many different methods. What we do is there's a very small amount monthly rental and just the bank cost that we deduct. And we then collect that for the teachers and we pay it over. This is more service that we started initially for our own online teachers. But we've made it available now to other people, that they can also teach, because we know and where you have a personal, when you want a classroom, you want your own classroom, you want the name / your own name. It's very personalized. It's a virtual classroom that you go into, and people like it when it's virtual, if it's your own classroom and you can contact, even you cannot contact Zoom and say, how does this work? Or what about this? Or is there a feature like that? It's more personalized. So it's very much, we started that initially for our own teachers, but we've made it available to other people too. So that is just in a nutshell.
Yeah, just I see Jotham, from Congo. Hello, Jotham. Okay. So I just, Michiel, is it possible to tell about the opportunity for TEFL TESOL course, just teachers? Just can you tell about that, about TEFL?
Yeah.
TEFL course.
We've put, especially a TEFL course, normally our TEFL courses over the last 5 years, we specialized in face-to-face classes, and our online classes were for people that not always have experience as teachers. A lot of them were not qualified teachers, to give them the opportunity, but those were quite expensive courses because it's they join classes online like this one where they get training for an hour and they participate. But there was a great need for people like you guys all over the world to do a course. You're already a qualified teacher, you have a lot of experience, but you want to be TEFL TESOL certified. So what we've done is we've created a 120-hour and 180-hour TEFL course where what that you can do to get a TEFL TESOL certificate. Everything is done online. It runs on what we call an LMS, a learning management system. You get a username, password, you log in, you do the course, you work through the whole course, you do quizzes. There's like material you read through, there are videos you watch and quizzes that you answer. And once you've worked through the course, you get a TEFL TESOL certificate. So, and we've made it very affordable because our other courses are quite expensive, but the 120-hour one is $35 and the other one, the 180-hour one, is $55. So we've made it affordable because the others are much more expensive, you know. So
yeah, so Michiel, being a teacher, you should sum up, because you should say, just tell, I think that I have sent the link for all of you. Just, it's a kind of theoretical course. You can download your certificate to prove that you are a real teacher. You have a certificate, yeah. And you've got your own just page. And I think that it's not the price for those experience that you get. And also, you can just see the link in YouTube where Michiel is just trying to tell us the advantages of this course and what kind of questions are just being introduced in this course. And I think, as for me, I have tried it. And I think that you will see my feedback very soon.
Good.
Okay. I think Marina will also just, because she has already started, how many just sections do you have just to complete, Marina? How many?
I think I've done half, more or less, because I had time because we were in summer holidays and then I came to Barcelona. So now I haven't had a lot of time, but yeah, I think from 35 sections, I've done 19 so far.
Yeah, I think that, guys, that would be useful for you. And it's a kind of certificate that you will never get for this price. And thanks to Michiel, you have such opportunity. And thanks to me that I asked for that opportunity.
she pushed me, that one pushed me, she
Great,
pushed
thanks.
me. Yeah, she pushed me for this course.
Yeah, because
Great, thanks.
I just thought that I'm a teacher. I have 2 higher educations. Why should I just pay for those practical lessons that I have an experience and I can even teach those teachers? Why should I? That's why I was asking, and I got a reply. So why not? And I think that there was just additional program for online teaching, very useful one that I really like. And I also like the section about TPR. I don't know if it is just clear for you. So for me, it was like a surprise because I was wondering, how should you teach those kindergarten students? It's impossible. It's really impossible. But now I give some of the teachers from South Africa, I just tell you the truth, Michiel, that they are working already and get money with kindergarten students because I don't have much patience with them. I'm sorry. So I just give them to
the opportunity there.
TESOL teachers, and they are doing good because they just have such patience to explain, to show, to draw. It's impossible. You will see the links from my lessons, especially Yanni. Of course, Lorraine is just one of the most, I don't know, so she's best of the best, but Yanni he impressed me a lot. Okay, and I think that you can just try this. Maybe you will need this kind of experience just to try something new because we are learning every day. Okay, so okay, I think that
Oksana, may I quickly ask one question? May I just quickly ask one question to them? Can every one of you guys just short and sweet tell us what is your greatest hurdle or challenge when you teach online? Just in 2 or 3 sentences, short and
that
sweet.
was my question. You just
thank you. I hijacked your question. I can read minds, you see.
Yeah, really. It's you see, I've got a question.
Okay. All right, it's Oksana's question.
Yeah, it's
The
mine.
greatest challenge in online classes for me is the lack of time for each class.
Just runs out.
You want to do more and you don't have enough time for it.
Yes. Nadine, your challenges?
Yeah, for me, I like teaching online. It gives a lot of opportunity for students to understand the material more than being physically there. Okay,
Yeah.
even if I have, yeah, I don't teach with school. I teach them privately. So for me, teaching online is really great
Yeah.
because I could post or give them games, give them use a lot of methods for them to understand the lesson. So I like the online classes more than the actual one being physical.
Face-to-face ones.
Yeah,
Maria,
face-to-face.
Maria, what about you? Biggest challenges?
You're in mute, Maria.
We
Okay.
cannot hear you.
And
Maria-
by the way, Oksana,
Maria,
could you
the
create
microphone. I just pressed, but she, Maria, we cannot hear
Now,
you.
yes.
No.
Now, yes.
Okay, now.
Sorry. Okay. So maybe what I found it quite hard to explain was grammar, because I used to write the whole structure and practice with them, and so it was like I just share maybe a picture and I explain them, and it was like I thought there was something missing. And then when we returned to the face-to-face lessons, well, I tried to save the time in that case. But in my personal point of view,
And
something that was
I think the
really
internet-
positive, because as you, mostly of them are teenagers or young adults, and you know that they are quite shy sometimes to express, and they say, well, and in the online lessons, as they were just surrounded by their own bedroom, they felt like more freedom, I think. And so it was really helpful for the speaking task. And so, well, then when we returned to face-to-face lessons, it was really useful for me. But challenging in my personal point of view was grammar. I needed that contact with the students.
Okay.
Well, speaking was a help. Online lessons was a help. And so that is something that I'm going to use during this year. I hope, of course, to have students in my classroom. But apart from that, maybe to join different groups at different timetables. And of course, I think I'm going to count on you to have speaking lessons all over the globe. So I just try to find always a positive thing of that. Although it was really demanding and I didn't like that much as you, but well, that was my point of view.
Michiel, may I ask you a question? Just
You're welcome.
so I think that Michiel can something to offer you. Yeah, Michiel, I think about your fresh teachers.
Yes. So what we have is we at any given stage we have between 50 and 100 online TEFL students that's doing our course, and these are native speakers. So for them it's great to get experience. And what we've done, like with Oksana, Lorraine is like one of them. So she will join your class. So we have certain times that our teachers will join your class when you have speaking lessons, where it's a speaking class. Then one or two of our trainee teachers, they join your classes and they interact, because what's nice about that, what we found is that it's interesting for your students. They learn something about somebody in another country. They're excited about that. They say, wow, what can you share about this? And tell me about this and tell me about, for them, it's something new, and people like something new, and it's not only the same teacher every time. So sometimes, like with Oksana, like she said, Yanni is a retired school principal and English teacher. He ran schools and stuff like that. So, and sometimes we have 18-year-olds doing our course, but they're native speakers. But for them, it's excellent experience to join your classes where you, the teacher, you're in control. They never do it alone or without you. You're always there. But we arrange a time with you guys. And like with Oksana, we created a group, and our teachers will go in, and then sometimes they'll just observe, and other times they will interact and speak, depending on the kind of lesson that Oksana will give. And sometimes, your student will not be comfortable with external training teachers, then you say no, that you only post those classes that you want our TEFL teachers to join you guys. And that is what we do. And obviously there's no fee. It's great for my trainee teachers because they get experience, they do international exposure to international students. And on the other hand, it's great for you students because, you know, they also speak with native English speakers on the other hand. So
Interaction, yeah. So, okay.
Yes. We've also created a group as well for Delara when she gets starting again with her students.
So they're
Okay, for
waiting,
you guys.
Delara, for your just.
We're
Okay.
on holiday to finish.
I
You're on
thought-
holiday, you know.
But
Yes.
just as for me, I've got about 10 lessons per day, 10 private lessons plus courses. That's why I have 10 different teachers every hour. I have to write the script, just the scenario, what to do with my students, and they follow my just advice. And I'm present at this lesson, but I switch off my camera just to make my students feel more comfortable that I'm here. But for those teachers, it's like a challenge just to be with a student and have no help just outside. But of course, I'm typing if something is wrong or I just want to add something, I just type them and they just follow my advice. So it's perfect. And I think that both parts just benefit from it, and it's perfect.
It's a win-win for everyone. Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
So,
Okay, so just as for me, I really enjoy this. And today, for example, at my courses, I've got also just TEFL teachers, and they just get experience. And my guys, they just feel, oh, who is going to be a man or a woman? How old is she or he? Okay, I agree, because I'm asking if they just don't mind of having a new teacher, and just I think that they're fine, and that's like very interesting for them. Okay, so I just want you to answer my question, just because I'm wondering, because I like different methods that are not so common in our everyday life. And I used these methods on my children. So what about you? Do you use some special techniques, special methods for your children to memorize some new words, expressions, idioms? How do you make them just remember all of these? What do you do for that? What is your remedy?
It depends
association
on their age.
technique.
Oh, sorry. Continue.
No, Nadine.
Oh,
you
who is
first.
going to answer my question?
So
is
with
doing
young learners, we often use cards, picture and word cards.
So like
and,
common
games
method, yeah, like
for
dog-
young learners. And as for idioms, my students like quizzes and Quizlets.
Mhm.
We prepare special exercises to use and understand idioms and to remember them.
How many words can your students remember just during a lesson? For example, 1 hour lesson, how many words?
It depends on the grade.
Okay,
you know.
teenagers. We're
So,
talking about teenagers.
let's talk about teenagers. So
about 7
we
years
had last lesson I had with my teenagers on Thursday. So they learned 15 new idioms.
Mhm. Okay,
15 new
that's fine.
idioms.
Okay, what is the how to say the what is the most, I don't know how to explain. Okay, so you just think that 15 idioms, okay, because idioms, they are just, how do you learn? Using quizzes, yeah? Do you use some associations with something or not?
So first, we just make something like guessing game. I show them idiom and they try to guess the definition, and they try to explain their ideas in English. After that, I show them the definition, exact definition of the idiom. Then we do the same thing, but vice versa. I show them definition and they try to say the idiom. Sometimes they are right and they say correct one. Sometimes they're wrong and they help each other. And after then we do something like matching. We do pairing also, different activities with these idioms. Then we try to type idioms, and the last stage is to use the idiom in the sentence. And last time we try to choose one idiom and write a short story using it. It was the last step in the end of the lesson.
Yeah.
Yes, for me, for example, I've had my 2 groups today, and one group was teenagers between 14 and 16 years old, and we've learned 38 words. Do you know?
That's a lot.
How?
And were they able to
38, that's too great.
Yes, I
Were they-
know. But there was a challenge. They like those challenges. I will explain why. Because I asked them, okay, we have some words to learn. They say the more the better. Okay. And the first thing was just like to learn them. And I've used cards and associations using our language, some sentences as with this word. And we needed, you just cannot believe, but we just spent about 25 minutes for learning those words. Of course, we will revise, we will just try to use them the next time. They had their assignment, their quizzes with these words. They will memorize them. I also dictated these words in their group. So they will never forget, trust me. And you can just imagine that the words were just connected with the government, with the Ukraine, with the local bodies or something like that. But of course, some of the students, they are not able to memorize so many words, but half of them, yeah. But the other part of the group, they memorized everything in passive. So they just try to explain, to tell the meaning of the word. Maybe next time I will ask them just to tell me the meaning of the word. But today I've just discovered that the human brain is unlimited. If you connect these words with something, if you make association with your own language, sounds or something like that, I can just prove it to you. I can, if you have time, I can show you one idea and you can see how it works. Because I think it was my invention, and Michiel, your teachers just experienced, and they just, they've seen the result really. I use cards not only for just little children, but I've got just children starting from 11 years old. And they really memorize. I can tell you the thing that I use Doman method. I used to teach my son when he was 1 year old. I've had a book. I will show you just a second. It's 1,000 words in English. And when he was 1 year old or 1.5 or 2, we have learned these words. He was pointing at the words because he knew them. He knew the meaning. Maybe he could not just tell me how it works. Just he could not tell because he was not able to speak. But Doman method, it works really. And he knew all the alphabet when he was 2. he could not speak, but he could just show me, because I just glued around my kitchen all the words. And when we were passing by, I was asking, where is A? Where is B? Or something like that. And he showed me. So it's like a game for them. So, and you can guys read the book Masaru Ibuka, you know, the Japanese just teacher. And he wrote that after 3 years old, it's quite late. So if you teach starting from early age, you will get the best result. So, and it really works. So, and for example, you will use the method of Lotzi and Doman method. You can just read about that. And I'm just, how to say, I'm amazed by this method, and it works. I'm just, it's not good that, for example, Lorraine was not present at 4 p.m. today, because she could see this, how it works. And my children, they are really excited because they calculated the number of words they learned. They were just excited that they were able to memorize. For example, I can show you how it works. For example, you know the word wet, yeah? But we use not only, of course, we do not use only English in our lessons, and we just connect with our native language. Wet is in Ukrainian or in Russian, it's vetka. So we can imagine it's like a branch that is wet with drops, and we just imagine it in our head that we have a branch. In our language, it's vetka, so it sounds like wet, and we imagine that the branch is wet, and it's just like association that works next day or in a day or something like that. So, and also there is a method of combination of different sounds, different impressions that the word has on you or something like that. Okay, I will not just talk too much. If you're interested, I will just tell you, I will show you maybe the part of my lesson, how it works. Okay.
I'd like to start, I'd like to start from your last point, the use of our native language in our teaching of English. Does it help or does it hinder the mastering of the foreign language English?
And Oksana, can I quickly just say what's our experience? Because we trained about 3,000 TEFL teachers and they're teaching all over the world. I just want to add to what Oksana said. Just a quick story, 1 minute story. 5 years ago, I decided to go and study at university again. I studied some degrees when I was just after school. And I said, I don't have time, I'm too busy. So when I study, I must study highly effectively. Nobody ever teach you how to learn. Nobody. If I ask you guys, nobody ever taught you how to learn. So I said, I need to know how to learn to be highly effective. I did 2 international courses, one on Coursera. I don't know if you know Coursera.org and edX.org. I did 2 courses. The one was the science of learning, and the other amazing one was learning to learn. I've learned for the first time in my life 5 years ago how to learn. It excited. I was really motivated, so much so that I'm busy with a master's degree and learning and teaching methods at this stage at the international university. The problem is we do not know, as students, we do not know how to remember these things. So I want to add 100% to what Oksana said. The only thing is you have to draw from their experiences. Do not teach them a new association and a new word. They have to draw from their existing experiences. You have a few million facts already saved in your mind. If I want to teach you 10 things, you can write any 10 things down. All of you guys can just type until we have 10. Oksana, may I quickly just show them? Because I think this will really help them.
Yeah,
is it okay?
We have 5 minutes left to the.
Okay, maybe we don't have enough time. Maybe next time.
No. Okay, we can restart if you don't mind, because I'm still having my wine here.
Okay. Are you guys? Do you quickly want to see? You quickly want to see the association technique? I'll just take 5 words. Any 5 words. Type any 5 words for us there.
Just a second. Could you create? Just a second. Could you create a WhatsApp group for us to meet again?
Yeah, I think Michiel will create a group for us because he will offer some features for your class. I think he will create it for you. Yeah?
Okay, I'm going to type my number here, and then you can find me either on
WhatsApp.
Yeah, anything.
On
Instagram,
WhatsApp?
Yeah, WhatsApp.
WhatsApp, anything. So 2052945. I just want to make sure that's correct there. That's my number. That I'm on Instagram and Viber and all of those and so on. So
I'm
yeah.
gonna share mine too.
Next time I will share with you the association techniques, because like I myself, I love history. I took that as an additional, and you have to remember about 4,000 to 6,000 facts every 6 months in a subject like history. And I take 5 subjects every year, so I study full-time and I work full-time. So I study part-time, but it's like full-time students, and I do 2 degrees even at this stage. So I need to remember, if I read it once, I need to remember the information. I don't have the luxury to come back a second time. So I'll show you later on. You train your brain in such a way, you see like the pictures association, the visual associations, but you recall, you link it to existing information. Do not teach students new stories with new words. Use existing information that they can link it. It's like, this is already there. You just link the new words to that. And that way they remember it.
Have you added it in your, sorry for interrupt, have you added this information into your TEFL course for advanced?
Yes, on our full-time, we have in our full-time course, we have learning to learn, we have study methods and things like that. Unfortunately, it's not, I think it's something I must add in there because it's part of our full-time course.
I think YouTube, you can record it in YouTube and add it. Okay, because it's very useful and it really works. Just, yeah.
Yes. But next time we'll talk about how you link that, and I'll show an example, and you guys will never ever forget that. So quickly teach you 10 words during the next session, and you will remember those words, and you'll be able to recall, because there are 4 things that's important. In the first place, your students must understand whatever you teach them. Second place, they must save it in a way that they save it to existing information. Third thing is, when they get the question, they must be able to retrieve it. It's like pushing a green button. Oh, that is that. Association technique must be recall. And the 4th thing that's very important is application. How to apply that in a meaningful sentence. Like Ia said, they must use it in a meaningful sentence. Not to say, I have a car. It's not explanatory. They have to use it in such a way that the meaning comes out. So.
Okay, so I think that it is our first meeting. We cannot just talk about everything at once. Yeah. So I think we need just the second and so on meeting. So I think that you can just write to Michiel, and I think that he's going. He will create a group, yeah, for all of us, right?
Yep.
And we can just. We have 1 minute left, and it will finish. So I think that we will meet maybe next time, next Saturday, if you're just.
Jotam didn't check at all.
Okay.
Okay, so if you don't mind, I think that this information was useful for you.
No, I'm there.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, sure.
Completely. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Oksana. We really appreciate that.
Thank
We really
you.
appreciate that.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks,
very much
everyone.
Thank
for
you.
all.
So much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you,
a
guys.
lot
Thank
for
you.
the
Great
meeting.
evening.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay.
Nabil, I
Bye.
suddenly see, but
Thank you.
keep in
Bye-bye.
touch.